21. Man, dropping kind of from nowhere. Savage Mode 2. Uh, we obviously talked about 21 back in 2018. I am greater than I was. I think it almost made both of our top 10 lists, honorable mention at least, especially for an album that came out at the very beginning of that year.
Well, no, that's the thing. It came out at the end of 2018,
End of
so
2018,
our
that's
lists
right.
were done.
Right.
It came out like a few days before Christmas.
Yeah.
So you don't make any lists when you do that. But a great album, and like it demonstrated like that continued growth and again the unexpected reality that was 21 Savage kind of evolving into this really impressive top of the game Atlanta rapper, which is not what people expected when they heard Red Ops in 2016.
Right.
Like, it's been a long journey, and it's also been a long 2 years for 21, of course, after everything happened with those fucks at ICE, and his citizenship coming into question, stuff like that.
Yeah, I kind of forgot that happened, but what an insane story. Yeah, but anyway, so end of 2018, we get I Am Greater Than I Was, a couple of years and things going on. Savage Mode 2 drops, follow up from 2016 Savage Mode. Metro Boomin on the ones and twos. Dave, how are you feeling about this album?
This is one of the best rap albums of the year.
Yeah,
easily.
It really is.
Easily. This shit is freaking flames. And was
no
the talk
skips?
of the town all weekend. It's fucking fire, dude. It's fucking fire.
I think that's the thing about this is if you're dropping a surprise album, it's really got to hit, or it's just kind of like, okay, why did you make this a surprise album? So he must have known that this was fire, and I'm pretty much on the boat where I don't think there's a skip on this. Like, I think
everything's at least good.
Yes,
and that's amazing. I'm so happy.
I know, and that it's either good to like very, very good, great range. And I ran out of room. I leave myself like a certain amount of room on my notes to like write, and I like ran out of room for the songs that I liked on this album. So we have a lot to start with, but I think the thing that stood out most for me is this is a very cohesive sound. I think there's a couple of tracks that are a little more upbeat, but mostly it's like that icy kind of like horror, scary movie type feel to this. So it's very much of the time of year as well. You got Morgan Freeman narrating these skits throughout, which is just such a flex. I mean, when I heard Morgan Freeman kicking this thing off, I listened to this going for a run, which is probably the best run I've had in a very long time. And yeah, I was just like, Morgan Freeman's on this? Like, what? Kind of crazy. I don't know. Like, where do you want to start? There's a lot to break down here.
You mentioned the production and sounding like the spooky production, which makes a lot of sense because it sounds kind of like Without Warning did, which was the 21 Savage and Offset album, of course. That was also produced entirely by Metro Boomin. So you kind of can see that through here. But I think Metro, he's done a lot of collab albums. Not all of them have hit. Let's not forget he did one album with Nav. He did one with Big Sean. You don't need to listen to those. Those weren't any good. But on this one, I think, God, Metro's like kind of showing off. Like on Glock in My Lap, there's like really impressive strings. On Stepping on Dudes, you got this West Coast vibe, and he's on his Dr. Dre shit with the keys. He's always kind of like a flashy producer. That's kind of his style. But I think he really acquitted himself well on this. Even like Said and Done, the last track, there's kind of like this like twinkle to the beat, especially in the beginning, and then you have like hardcore like trap beat under that too. Like he was great on this, and producers can be amazing, 10 out of 10. But if you don't have the lyrics or the vocal performances, it's only going to go so far. But thankfully, 21 was more than capable because he also just completely showed out on this. And as you said, you also get out of nowhere Morgan Freeman in a major way on this. It's not like just the intro or just an interlude. It's multiple bits of narration and setting up songs. Quite unexpected.
Yeah, I'm reading through my notes here, and like almost every song I wrote down, I was like, "This beat's fucking crazy." But "Many Men" might have been my favorite one. It had that really fast, like drum kit to it, but with like this do 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 behind it, and it just like came together so well. And 21 just like glides over that track. I thought that was a really impressive overall, like song overall. You mentioned Glock in My Lap. That's probably one of the standouts for me. That song is just
Yeah,
absolute
just
flames.
fire.
Yeah. And that feels like a very 21 song, like something he might have even made before with just without the production at that level. Um, Stepping On is the song that I really loved a lot. I thought that was a great track. What do you think about the features on this though? You know, we get Drake again. Second time we're talking about him this week. Young Thug,
Yep.
Young Nudie, great
Mm-hmm.
name.
I think him and Young Nudie are related. I forget. I think they're cousins. But yeah, that is about as perfect a Drake feature as there is.
Yep.
And Mr. Right Now, which is quickly becoming the biggest song on this album after one weekend. You get 21 completely showing out on the track, right? And then Drake coming in and does all the things you want Drake to do with a rap feature. He's mimicking the flow of the lead performer. He's dropping some kind of viral reference or moment about, I used to date SZA back in '08, which SZA recently clarified it was actually '09 for, I guess, legal reasons. Who knows? But you get all this stuff, right? And at the end, as he fades out, when they go back into the hook, him and 21 harmonize. And it sounds amazing. They harmonize longer on this than Ariana and Lady Gaga did on Rain on Me. Like, it's insane. That shit's amazing. That's probably one of my favorite songs of the year already. Yeah, like I said, that's exactly what you want from a Drake rap feature.
Yeah, no, I agree. I thought, and I actually really liked the Young Thug feature too on the next track. Mr. Right Now, I think, is probably the one that's going to make our playlist, Nowstalgia Best of 2020. Check that out. But yeah, there's not a bad track on this, like you said. I think there's only tracks that are good and tracks that are better. What other tracks stood out to you, or which ones you want to talk about?
Yeah, I like Sliding a lot. I think that was a great example of the underrated ability of 21's hooks. He's like, sliding, looking for my ops they've been hiding. It's like he again, like the guy who used to be like murder gang shit. Like he's just come so far. Really likes the performance on that. Running, the first track, that's got a video already. That one, that's just kind of a catchy banger. I like that one. But Brand New Draco is also flames. Yeah. I mean, I think to me, it was up to me. I'd say 21's the best rapper in Atlanta.
Wow.
I mean, he's not as popular as Future, but I think he's kind of the best right now. He's doing everything. It's awesome.
Yeah, in talking about that like stock up, stock down perspective, I mean, he's a surprise. He's like buying Starbucks back in like '98, dude. Like at this point, like it feels like like he actually has raised the roof of his potential a lot over these last couple of albums. And I mean, working with Metro, I think, can do that for a lot of people, but he's flexing at this point. I think the sky could be the limit for him.
Yeah. I think the actual king of Atlanta right now, like in terms of like objective like statistics and stuff, will be Lil Baby, who has the best selling album of the year right now.
It's crazy,
which is nuts. We'll see if he holds Taylor Swift in that regard. But yeah, I think 21 just continues to just hit a high bar, and that's awesome. And for some like an unexpected drop, as you said, to deliver it at such a high level as well is awesome and rare in hip hop. So great stuff.